Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm pretty excited to show you our Dean the Deathologist animatronic. He's one of the hard to find ones from Home Depot this year. I feel like I was pretty lucky to actually score one of him. I ordered him the day before the release date by using a direct link. So I don't know if that got me toward the top of the list. I apologize to those of you who are trying to get him and haven't had much luck. You're going to hate me even more when I tell you about the luck that I had. I got the animatronic here, delivered to my door, and then I got a second one as well. And it's kind of interesting that they both shipped, and they shipped differently. So this top one came directly in the display box, and if you're familiar with Home Depot shipping things, I showed you in some previous videos, the boxes come, you know, kind of open, really torn up, and of course, they stick labels right on them and actually even write directly on the box as well. So if you're looking for a pristine box, maybe you'll get one of these, or maybe you'll be lucky like me and get a second one that actually came in a shipping box. It actually says Dean the Deathologist on it, so I haven't opened it, but I can only assume that's what it is. I did not order two, but I mean, hey. Let me know in the comments below what you think I should do with my second Dean the Deathologist animatronic. In the meantime, we're going to open up this one and take a look at it. Before we do, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the box. It says on here, this is a 6-foot animatronic. It's from the Graven Bones collection. Animated LED Dean the Deathologist. It has illuminated eyes and an illuminated beverage drip. And if we look on the side of the box, it shows the display. Of course, they slap the sticker right over it. But it does stand 6 foot tall according to the display with the man in the picture. It does say it here on the side as well. It's for indoor use only. The mouth and head move. It's motion activated. It has 6 phrases and spooky sounds. Assembly takes about 30 minutes. All right, there's some images from the side of the box. All right, let's go ahead and take some scissors and open it up and see what it looks like. So I was hoping it would come with a lot of the parts already together, and we just kind of had to put it together real quick. This one might actually take 30 minutes. There's a lot of parts and pieces in here. So let's go ahead and see what we've got. Some support poles here. They are metal. Looks like we've got some clothing in a bag. He has his skeletal hand with a cup. A large torso piece with the shoulders and the hips already in place. Now I've noticed this is something that Home Depot has been doing this year. It seemed like in the past you'd have these extra pieces that go on the hips to kind of give the body shape, and sometimes on the shoulders as well. And then it also disassembled for easier storage, but now they're coming in this big honkin' single piece. Makes it a little harder to store. All right, we have the bottle with a poison label on it. It says liquor, and there is a what's going to be, it's going to look like it's pouring out of this LED tube. We've got a power adapter, a base piece, some really fun looking shoes, some arm poles, a few pages of instructions, and then our last present here is in its own separate box. I can only assume that's the head. Let's go ahead and open that one up. And here we go. He's got a fun little mustache, kind of gives him a bit of a hipster vibe. Looks like the mouth moves. He actually has a bit of backbone to him, or neck bone, or whatever that is. So that's all that's in the box. Let's make some room here, spread it out, and get started assembling. So as usual, putting these things together is pretty intuitive. We're going to go ahead and start with the base. It's labeled A, and all the pieces here are labeled in order of how we put them together. So we have B, that's the shoe. It looks like we've got a couple of holes on the bottom of the shoe because there are a couple of supports on the base here that the shoe's going to lock into. And it doesn't look like there is a right or a left shoe. They both kind of just look slightly odd in that they are the same. But it looks like we just slide them over the poles, and there they go. They lock into place. So the base was A, the shoes were B, next is C. These are the leg poles. And again, very intuitive. One side of the pole has the locking pin, the other side of the pole has a hole. The hole is going to slip over the locking pin on the base. So you really can't go wrong. And I'm assuming these look like they are the exact same, so it doesn't matter which goes where. As you can see, his legs are taking shape, but to make it look really like a person, of course, we need to put on his pants. And they don't look like there is a front or a back, so we'll just go ahead and slide them over the poles. Okay. Well, I do think this fabric seems very thick. I'm actually kind of impressed with it. I guess with a lot of the props, they're very thin, and I guess that's good for a zombie or something where it looks like it needs to be ragged. But these actually look like they're pretty quality. All right, so we're going to put on the torso next. That's piece E. It does have a speaker box that points to the front. On the back, thank goodness, we have a volume knob. You know I hate the props that don't have these because I'm a little concerned. The box said it has phrases and sounds, and it's always the and sounds that kind of ruin the prop because it just usually sounds horrible. There is the AC adapter. We have a on-off switch, so it goes off, on, and sensor or detector. It is supposed to be motion activated. And then there is a try me or a foot pad connector as well. Coming off the box, we do see some wires that we're going to need to connect. One of them is the sensor that will probably attach to his coat. And then we have a couple more connectors that are probably going to animate the prop itself. We're just going to connect it to the leg pieces. Again, it can only go on in one direction based on the connector pins and the holes. There we go, quick and easy. While we have the back open, we're going to go ahead and connect the adapter so we can run it down his pant leg. So this wire does seem to be about 6 feet long, so might need an extension cord, but let's go ahead and push that down and connect it to the box. Again, just right in back. While we're here, let's go ahead and pull his pants up. Give him a bit of modesty. Let's go ahead and put his coat on next. On the front of the outfit here in the jacket, right in the center, we can see that's where the motion sensor is going to go. I'm going to go ahead and take that label F off right now. I just love this outfit. It just looks cool. I like that it's got this little chain here. Seems very well done. This is $150 at Home Depot, so it is not expensive compared to a lot of the props that they do have. So I'm kind of impressed with what you get. And actually, I like this. The entire back opens so that it is very easy to put on. We're just going to line up the Velcro in the back. I'm not going to close them up quite just yet because I'm sure we're going to need to connect those extra wires we have going. And while it's here, let's go ahead and put in the motion sensor. So it is, it's got some Velcro tape on it. It just Velcros into place, so it's not going to fall out, not going to move. You can hardly see it there, and it just sort of blends into the buttons and the decor of the piece. Next up, we're going to put in the arm pieces. One arm has wires connected to it, one does not. Obviously, it's got a couple of little prongs here that are going to fit into some holes on each arm, and they can only go in one direction for the hands to actually stick forward. So it is pretty intuitive. I must say these arm pieces feel very short, but let's see what happens. This sleeve material is very stiff. It makes it a little difficult to put the arm in. And look at, okay, so the arm piece ends here, and we have this much extra fabric. I guess we're just going to scrunch it up a little bit. I'm jumping the gun a little bit with the instructions, I'm sure. I'm going to go ahead and put his hand piece here just so we can get a full concept of what his sleeve's going to look like here. It does have enough fabric to cover it at least. There is a small piece of Velcro on the bottom that connects to the underside of the hand. And there we go. So I guess that doesn't look too bad. Actually, that looks pretty normal. So I'm okay with that. All right, so while I've got the back open, we're gonna go ahead and connect the wires. So the arm wire at the top, there are two kinds of wires, so there's three actually. Two of the wires have the kind of connectors that you just have to push together and you snap it together. And then the other connector is a plug. You just plug them, it's a lot easier. The two that you have to connect, so there's actually four wires. Two of them have black ends, two of them have white ends. We're gonna connect the arm's black connector pieces. Just snap them together there. Very close. There's not a whole lot of give to the wire up here. It's zip tied, so it's not gonna come, dangling all about. All right, we're getting closer. So I'm going to go ahead and push this loose drink tube into the bottle. It does fit pretty snugly, and it looks like we can adjust it however we might need to, so that it pours directly into the glass in the other hand. So we'll stick the other hand here and pull the sleeve down, just as cuffs to make it look pretty. Now, I think we're just gonna have to bend and adjust these arms a little bit till we get it looking right. So, I don't think the arms are supposed to be just exactly like that. Let's see. I took a look at the box, and actually this is how it is supposed to look. You would think the arm would be more up, so the water isn't like shooting out the top of the bottle, but that is legitimately what it looks like there on the box. So that's that, I guess. Let's go ahead and put the head on. All right, it's a little complicated here, but there is a pin here on this neck piece, which is going to plug into the base of the skull. And then I guess we can pull the wires tight and then cover it all up with this little rubber neck tube. I'm just gonna put it there at the top of his shoulders and then run these wires down back through his skull. And then let's go ahead and plug it in the back. Again, it's super easy. We're just gonna connect the white to the white and then the red to the red. And that is literally all we have to connect. While it's open here, I'm gonna make sure his volume is set to about medium. And then close up his Velcro. There he is, all dapper. What do you think he looks like from the front? All finished up. I guess like he did a minute ago. Here he is. All right, so I realized I forgot to connect yet another set of wires from his arm to the bottle. So let's plug that in. All right, let's turn them on, hope for the best.
Hello, good evening. What may I get you tonight? I've been told I'm the best bartender from Timbuktu to Portland. So please, step up to the bar and I'll serve you what is likely to be the best beverage you've ever had. And your last. So what will it be? Bloody Mary? Witch's brew? Oh no, my lovely patron, no charge. Your money's no good here. Orders from the house, you see. Now, drink up. It appears that the night's just begun. I hope you don't mind my prying, but you're not from around here, are you? Please, tell us all how it is that you've ended up in our company. Why, it appears that your heart still beats. Oh dear, no offense intended, of course. I meant it in the highest regard, you understand. You know, there was a time that this establishment was only for the most esteemed of clientele. Now look at it. Half of these mugs can't pay their liquor tabs, and the other half are just poured straight out of their rib cages. But no matter. Looks like you're thirsty. So step on up to the bar if you dare. It'll only cost you your soul to close your tab. by saying you seem distracted. Please, relax and leave those unpleasant thoughts at the door. I assure you, soon you won't have a single care left. At least, not in the world of the living.
All right, was that last phrase just laughing? That seems like cheating a little bit on the 6 phrases. However, I absolutely adore this this animatronic. He is going to look fabulous in my bar area. I can't wait. Normally, I hate the background noise. Like I said, it's got just kind of like a piano, like you'd hear in a bar, an old-timey sort of tune going on. It actually complements him perfectly. So I'm a little surprised by that. For once, I'm actually happy with that. The only thing that I wish we could do with these animatronics is just leave the lights on. Like, I may want him to just move and not talk. Why is that not an option? If we could just have the lights continue to go like it's filling up the drink there, and he maybe just looking around with his glowing eyes, that would be perfect. But when it keeps turning on and off and the lights turn on and off, it really ruins that illusion. So that's a little bit disappointing, but overall I still do absolutely love him. I will dim the lights so we can see what he looks like at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and pull the camera in and we'll take a closer look. All right, let's go ahead and start with his face. He just seems like a bartender you would want to get to know. So even though he is spooky and scary, he's not. He's actually kind of fun. Like his mustache, his mouth does move up and down. I normally hate the blinky eyes. However, you can hardly even tell there are lights in there. It just kind of looks like a sunken eyeball effect going on. You can see a little bit of his neck here, so that might need a little bit of adjustment. Be nice if we could hide that a little bit better. You can see he's got his wrinkly little tie. Hopefully those wrinkles might work themselves out just a little bit, because overall he kind of loses a little bit of his dapper appearance because he's so disheveled. I think we can work on that a little bit. He's got the ribbons on his arms. He's got his skeleton hands. The bottle has a skull and crossbones on it. It says liquor. I think we could have come up with something a little more fun for that. But as it comes down here, you see the glass, which has got this sort of grime on it. It almost looks like it should glow in the dark. One thing I also didn't like is that they have the Velcro for the sleeves there on the bottom. And you can kind of see, again, you see some of the support mechanism there because his arm sleeve doesn't sit down. That, again, ruins a little bit of the effect. He's got a nice long apron. And then, of course, his really nice dapper shoes. These might be the best shoes I've seen for an animatronic. Although they both kind of look like they're on the wrong feet because they only have one direction, which is center. From the back side, he's a pretty complete animatronic. Not a whole lot to see, however. Again, we had that neck pulled down so it would disguise the mechanism at the bottom, but here from the back, you need it to go up top if you're going to really disguise the entirety of that infrastructure. In the back, here is the control box mechanism. Again, volume, AC adapter, on, off, and sensor, and a foot pad try me button. All right, so what do you think? Leave me a comment below. I can't wait to see what he looks like in my party theme. You're gonna have to wait until we get closer to Halloween to see what that's gonna look like in the display. So make sure you're subscribed for that. Before we go, I did want to say a special thank you to all the patrons who help support the channel. It is very much appreciated. If anyone else out there is interested in joining our Fright Club, you can do so via the link in the description below. So that's going to do it for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. Till next time, take care and happy haunting.
So, How are things, if you don't mind my saying? You seem distracted. Please, relax and leave those unpleasant thoughts at the door. I assure you, soon you won't have a single care left. At least, not in the world of the living.